Hello guys, it's me once again, your girl Kature Mokoro, and welcome to our show today. Our show today, we're going to have a one-on-one with a special guest, a young man who had a life-changing experience. And I believe, as our show says, we're here to inspire you, to create awareness for something. And you know, sometimes in life, you don't know some things exist until you go through them. So our guest today will be telling us about his life, and I believe you will be inspired. And again, as you can see today, we're in Africana Falls. It's a beautiful scenery, as you can see. And Africana Falls offers A and B services. There's a ample parking, a good swimming pool, and you can stay tuned and follow us to see what more they offer. So I'm welcoming you to our show. Stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like this video. To our show today, and as I told you earlier, leo tuko na mgeni very special. Leo mgeni naweza waambia tu anaitwa Ken. Na Ken is someone who's gone through something that I think you should know about it, and he's ready to tell us his experience. It's a big thing, you know, when you go through something in life and you coming out to tell people about what you went through. It's something big. So Ken, karibu sana.
Yes, asante sana Kadure Mukoro. Pleasure having me.
So maybe tuende moja kwa moja. Tuambie, who is Ken? Ken ni nani?
I'm Ken Mwenda Gerard, or Ken Mwenda Morioki. Yes.
Okay. Na Ken, umetoka wapi? Umesomea wapi? You know, tell us more about your background. Unajua, tujue wewe umetoka sides gani? Sides ya mulima, unajua saizi mulima pia yenyewe imekuwa tuelezee.
Mulima, but si mulima yangu. I didn't sing mulima. Okay. Ken Mwenda comes from Meru County, Boore consistency, Kibiricha ward. Yes.
Ulisomea huko?
Yes, I started in school when I was a very small boy at Kibiricha Primary School, nursery class 1, class 2. Then we relocated with my family to Ntumburi, where I joined Ntumburi Primary School from class 3 to class 8. Later, I joined Ntumburi Secondary School, where I learned Form 1 to Form 2. I went out of school for 2 years.
2 years. Ulienda kulima miraa ama ni aje? Unajua huko tunajua. Wengine
No, life challenges. Life isn't fair out here. I went out of school for 2 years and later joined Kedangari Boys High School from Form 3 and Form 4. Later in life, I joined college in Nairobi, Rural Head Training Institute, where I studied in tourism management. Okay. Yes.
Kwa hivyo passion yako wewe unadeal na watalii, ndovu hivi, eh?
Yes, I had this passion since from far. When I was a little boy. Remember, Mtumburi is neighboring Rewa Drive Conservancy. I used to see the tourists, the Twangines, the tourism fraternity, and then, yeah.
Kwa hivyo ni kitu ulitamani ukua when you were small boy?
Yeah, that's where I got my inspiration. Okay. Yes.
Na what about your family, your background, you know?
Ken Mwenda comes from a very polygamous family. Where we are around about 13 of us. Isn't funny growing up in a polygamous family? Yes, but I thrived.
Okay, polygamous. So, wewe ni polygamous pro max, unajua, ama you married, single, with kids, ama initangwaje, it's complicated.
Kadili, you are taking a toll on me, but it's okay, allowed. Yes, single. Not been a husband to anyone out there, but I'm hiring someone in this Chuka fraternity. Yes. So I'm trying to neighbor my county. Yes.
Nataka kuvuka.
Tarakanidi. Yes.
Oh, all the best. So ni huyo ama uta represent ancestors na polygamy? Unajua unaweza kuwa umetoka kwa polygamy, wewe ukue polygamy pro max.
Not really. I've learned my lesson growing up in a very big polygamous family. Isn't funny. So I plan to be a husband to one faithful wife. Yes.
Wow, that's nice. So umesikia, he's single but he's not in the market. So very soon maybe wedding bells. Anyway, karibu sana. So maybe viewers are wondering, leo tuko hapa kwa nini, you know? And I think it's only fair that can you tell us kwa nini tuko hapa leo? What do you have for us today?
Ken here is a person living with a disability. It might not look so, but I am a disabled person.
You know, it doesn't, you know, atuelewi, unajua, a disability, unajua watu wengi wamezoea disabilities. You know, there are many forms, but wale wengi, the common ones are the ones you can see. So tell us, how do you even qualify to be a person living with disability?
Thank you, Kadri Mukuru. Okay, this question, I have to answer it with a disclaimer. Living with a disability doesn't mean that you are not seeing, you are not without legs, you can't speak. Yes, people here are suffering. And being a person with a disability and people are seeing you as a normal person, they don't really understand what's going on. Sometimes even your friends, when you tell them you're a person with a disability, they're like, but you don't look disabled. We have mental disabilities. That's a disability, and that person should be treated like a person with a disability. Yes.
So Ken, tueleze, what is your disability?
Ken here might look like a person without a disability, but I have what is called cerebellar atrophy. Cerebellar atrophy, it's a condition whereby the cells in the brain which controls balance, they are glowing lesser and lesser. So it is characterized by stammering, shaking of head, staggering walk. Yes.
So Ken, umesema inaitwa cerebellar atrophy. Atrophy.
Cerebellar atrophy, yes.
Cerebellar atrophy.
A condition in the brain.
Yeah, it's a condition in the brain. So were you born with it? Ama, what happened? How did you even know you have this condition?
I was born a very normal, adaptive boy until at my 30s. That's when I got the condition. I was working in a certain company in Savoy East National Park. I was doing tourism And one day I woke, I went for the physical exercise, and from there it's where I started shaking. And from that time to now, my life turned. I'm never can used to see out there because I was outgoing, I was vibrant. Now I was given a stopper, but that doesn't make life not continue.
So I can. You're working. You're in Savo National Park, working like any vibrant young man. Una hustle ujijenge maisha. Alafu suddenly you're sick, something ujuisikia. Uliamka tu asubuhi, did you get sick, like headaches? Uli faint ama what happened? How did this thing hit you out of the blues?
It is a very bad experience, if I may say. Because when you are living normal, when you are living healthy, you don't expect something bad to happen to you. But when it comes, you have to take the bull by its horns. You understand what I mean, Kaduri Mokolo? Because this is something I didn't expect. I didn't see any sign of it coming. I just went for the physical exercise.
Like tizi asubuhi, ukaenda jogging ama what was it all about?
No, it was when COVID came in, and the company which I was working for decided, you guys, we can buy you volleyball balls and nets. You can go and do physical exercise because it was a way to relax. You understand? Because tourism was then the COVID just came in and it wasn't doing well. So I went to the pulpit to play volleyball, and then I realized instead of receiving ball on the right side, I stuck on the left side. And it eaten me from there. And that's when my life changed.
So ulistaga, ukaanguka ama ulistaga, ulishika bola ama eventually ama ulisikia vibaya ukaketi chini?
I was in denial. My friends and my colleagues by then said, Ken, you are shaking. But I was denying, no, I'm not shaking. Because I could not take that. Because I was that energetic, vibrant guy.
So ulikuwa na shake mwili yote, ulianza tu suddenly kushake ama kuliendaje Ken? Hebu tueleze.
It started just like a snap. Started shaking. I realized I'm shaking. My friends realized I'm shaking. No, the head. The head was shaking like serious shaking. And there is a colleague who was a very good friend of mine. He was a Samburu. He came and told me, Ken, why are you shaking? And I was like, damn, I'm not shaking. Because I was in denial. There is no way, the way he knew me, the way I was very healthy, the way I used to do the checkup in the hospital, because I was working in hotel. So you have to keep your health in check. I was very healthy. Mm-hmm. Yes. And then that's when after 2 days, 3 days, okay, in that occasion, I tried thinking of misconceptions. There are those sounds talking to you like maybe I'm dehydrated. You take a lot of water, but you're still shaking. Maybe you lack calcium in the body. You can go for the calcium supplements. But it didn't stop shaking. That's when I decided to go to Nairobi to look for medication. Yes.
So ukatoka Savo huko ndani kwa park ukapanga safari. Bado una shake?
Yes.
Na haumwi na mahali?
No, I'm not. It's not taking me anywhere. It's not taking me. Even though I shake, it's never aching me. But you find people sympathizing with you. Why are you shaking? You are shaking. Are you good? That's something which takes toll on someone. Like, you feel like I'm not living normal. That's why when you have a condition, you have to take it in. Yes, I have this condition. I'm living differently. I have to stay and acknowledge I have this. Deny is very bad. That's what I'm trying to mean. Yes.
So umepanga safari ukatoka kazi uko, uliona daktari yote ama ulipanga tu safari ukarudi Nairobi? What happened?
Not really. You know, living in a national park, logistics are arranged. For you to get a vehicle to ferry you to the nearest town to get medical attention is something which should be arranged.
It's a process.
It's a process. You know, because I'm that person who gives health a priority, I just called a friend of mine from Nairobi. And they told me, hey, guy, things are not working for me here at Savo. Please, can you come tomorrow and pick me and go to look for medication? Patrick is a very good guy. A friend I play for, because what he did that day, like he came for my rescue. Thank you, Patrick. Patrick lives in Kitengera, and when I called him during the night, by 5 in the morning he was in Savo, picked me with my belongings, because I felt like this condition is taking toll on me. I couldn't think straight. Yes. And I never decided to come back to work because I felt like this was the time for me to go and look for medication. And I was very serious to look for that medication because I didn't know where I was suffering from. So I visited from one hospital to another. First hospital in Karen, they took all the tests in me. I passed through the laboratory, all the tests were reading negative. And then one doctor advised me, Ken, I'm going to give you backhead relaxing muscle tablets. If you want to get well, then we have to do a CT scan. Maybe you have cancer.
He mentioned cancer.
He said so. Maybe, probably, you have cancer. And that's like, I felt the whole world sunk on me. I lost like 5 kgs in a minute because I felt I have cancer, I'm going to die. I've worked so hard. I have looked life in a positive way. I'm a love life. So I was scheduled for CT scan. My heart was pounding hard. I couldn't imagine I have cancer because I don't know where this misconception came from. This doctor proposed maybe you might be having cancer, but having cancer sank in me. Yes.
So you went through the CT scan, knowing there is a possibility you will have, it might give results of cancer.
Yes.
So at what point, what were the results?
I tried reaching out for my friends for support because at times you don't have that energy to step out there. I called my friends in California and they were like, Ken, we are with you in this journey. Thank you. I'm not going to mention his name, but he has been a very good pillar in my life. Thank you so much. I'm not going to mention the name.
Right. It's allowed.
But I had some friends who I went and shared the news with. Hey, guy, I might be having cancer. Please, can you take me tomorrow to hospital to have a CT scan? And I remember when I was in that machine, lying on that machine, I called on my friend. I held the hand tightly. That's the bad experience. I cannot wish even my worst enemy entering into that machine. I was there for 45 minutes. You know, they take the scan for the whole part of the brain. So, and we have We have the pictures, and the machine have to define which part of the brain. And voila, it is just read. Ken, you don't have cancer. You have cerebellar atrophy. That was a celebration to me, even though I have a condition. Because I don't have cancer, I'm not going to die. That's a misconception people have out there. If you have cancer, you're going to die. Yes.
So you celebrated you don't have cancer.
Yes, I celebrated I don't have cancer. I have a condition. Yes.
Which, of course, you didn't. Had you ever heard of it? The cerebellar atrophy.
Not really. Even in my family, I've never seen such a case. Even the friends I live with, I've never seen such a case. It was very traumatizing.
So, Ebu Ken Kidogo, while you're going through this, you know, the series of tests, and then you have to go to the CT scan, and you know what the doctor told you. Where was your family? Had you told your family about it?
I'm sorry, family. I didn't tell anyone about this.
Uliamua ni Mmeru, yani ujikaze tu kiwewe, Mmeru ule mkali.
As a Meru, I decided to die Kiesu Kipetro. I only communicated to one of my cousin. She's called Kenya. And I told her, please make sure you don't tell the family members. Because I know she always have my back. And she is that go-to-go Fred, You know that sharing squad you have in the family. I told her, Kenya, please, Joy. Please make sure you don't tell anyone. Even your sister should not know about this. And that's a very good cousin of mine. She used to make very good calls to check on me. Oh, and I have 2 friends who are girls. They literally stood with me. Oh, I couldn't imagine if it wasn't for them. Dorcas Kenanu and Karo Karueda, you are my heroes. They stood.
So, the family has not been told, and now you've been told you have cerebral atrophy. And so what did the doctor, how did they explain to you? Where did it come from? Like, what caused it? You know?
You know, when this condition was diagnosed, it's very hard. You have to go for the MRI. MRI, it's advanced scan of the head. So when they see part of my brain is shrinking, I was just sent for my MRI. I went to a MRI, Upper Hill, and they did MRI, and then it's a very bad experience. I'm getting a bit emotional, but it's a story I have to tell.
Yeah, it's okay. Take your time.
Thank you. When I went for the MRI, it was bad. That machine can make you die. I tried. You stay there for 45 minutes. How do you know it's something big you are put inside there? So the doctor keeps speaking to you. Ken, are you still there? And then you shout, yes, I'm still here. I tried singing. I'm a Catholic. I tried singing. I couldn't even sing a stanza. I tried praying a Hail Mary full of grace. I couldn't even finish 2 lines because the sound was big. It's a very big machine. You feel like it's the head of you. It's a very bad experience. That machine, God, not again. If it's my wish. Yes.
And that time, you're in the MRI, and then now it's the time for the truth to be told, like for the doctors to tell you exactly, Ken, this is what you're suffering from. At what point did that come?
After the MRI results, that's when I decided to go to Kenyatta Hospital to look for medication. Kenyatta Hospital. But I went to the private wing, no? Yes, private wing. I met Dr. Sylvia Shitsama. She was very nice to me. I thank God.
Must have been the doctor's plaza.
Yes, Doctor's Plaza. Dr. Sylvia Shitsama. She's a neurosurgeon. So when she went and did my MRIs, she said, Ken, I'm not able to treat you. I will send you to a neurologist. Neurologist is someone who is specialized in a certain field of the brain. So she sent me to a neurologist. That's where I found my peace. Because he was able, Dr. Sylvanas Wabure was able to treat me and to give me medication and to put me in a certain, to check on me, like akaniweka ile kiwango, alikuwa anaweza kuniangalia kila siku, call me, test me, ask me about the progress, and then be able to see what the medication works for me.
Na walikuambia, did they tell you where this came from? Like, how do you treat, what kind of a condition is it? Is it something that can be cured? What caused it?
About causing it, it was very hard for me to get, because I remember I took some tests to India to get diagnosed where the condition has come from. I remember I'm using a lot of money.
Na ulishaacha kazi, bado unalipwa ama wadosi wanajua? Your bosses, they knew uko wapi?
They didn't even want to get concerned about it.
So like, wait a minute, wait Ken. So you left work, you started shaking, your head started shaking all of a sudden. You had to go, you call your friend to come take you to the hospital. So all through that, the series of visits to the hospital, checkups, your employer didn't know where you are, or they did not come looking for you?
When I got the condition, I tried talking to them. And they had this, as a normal person. Maybe, Ken, it's because you are doing a lot of exercise. Maybe, why don't you slow down and take some supplements? Maybe you lack potassium in the body. Maybe, probably. But when I left, nobody consulted me. Nobody talked to me. It was all mine. No colleague calls. No my boss calls. Yes.
So the money, you're doing all that, did they continue paying you, or what happened?
Not really. That's why I want to tell young guys out there. Please, ukipata kazi, save. Save and then it hits. Hii mambo ya sherehe after sherehe, you never know. Life is so dynamic, it keep changing, you don't know. I'm very disciplined when it comes to money. All my 5 years of working, I had saved. Na ilifika pali, when I got this condition, nikaambia Mungu, you see what I'm going through? I'm a very playful person. You see what I'm going through? Hii pesa ikiisha, and I'm not well, God let me die. It can come to that point. Because it was getting serious and serious, like I was feeling it is taking turn on me. Yes, niliambia Mungu, I have money, yes. And I had big ambitions in life. I wanted to be somebody. Remember, I come from a very big polygamous family. I wanted to define my life. So I earned much discipline money. Because where I come from, I'm not from a very royal family. I've struggled to climb the ladder up. So I wanted to make a difference in my life. But that was not God's plan. And God, may your will be done. Yes.
Okay, so uliambiwa sasa aje, umeambiwa uko na, you have this strange illness. So what's next for you? What did they tell you? Like how are you supposed to now to live with it?
Remember, it's a condition. Living in the condition, you have to get away to look for medication which suits you. you'll be under medication for you to survive. If no medication, it will get worse. But if there is medication, you're taking medication the way you're supposed to take, it's like you're managing the condition. It's never getting worse. But I thank God, my God is so faithful. Mungu aliye mbinguni nisikia maombi yangu. I'm getting better and better and better. Yeah, even now I can work. I'm a business person at Kiserian, Kajiado County. I'm trying to make my life. Yes.
I believe so because I can't see any shaking. So is it, apart from the medicine, how do you have a diet that you must strictly follow? How often do you take the medications?
When it comes to diet, you have to eat healthy. Drink a lot of water. Remember, you are on medication. To exam those medications, you have to drink a lot of water. Not drinking of alcohol, because it triggers the shaking. I have to take medication in the morning and in the evening. They are very expensive medication. The government has to do something. Yes. To people living with disability. Okay. Yes.
And what are the triggers? Because if you don't take medicine, of course, now your head will start shaking. But what are other triggers that may bring back the shaking?
The triggers which cause the shaking: fatigue, cold, anxiousness. Yes. To count a few. Yeah. Yes, when you are stressed, you feel like the shaking is triggered. When it's very cold, the shaking is triggered. And one thing, you have to eat healthy. And they eat belly full. You understand what I mean? Like you eat, you eat, hakuna ile ya kukata weight. You know I can't go to exercise because when I get fatigued, the condition will be triggered. So please allow me to breathe in my tummy. Yes.
Kitambi siku hizi, kitambi ndio the in thing.
But remember, kitambi bila pesa unakosea kitambi heshima.
Mwanaume ni kitambi, iwe ya uji.
Kitambi. Yeah.
Iwe ya pombe, pesa, bora ni kitambi.
Pombe hapo. To those who like pombe, pombe is not bad.
So Ken, I think we'll take a break, So welcome back to our show once again. Let's continue with our guest today. And of course, as you can remember, we're in Africana Falls in Chuka, Tharaka Nithi County, for all your Airbnb services. Nice swimming pool, nice apartments, as you can see. Ample parking, the ambience is just perfect, a home away from home. Let's get back to our guest today, Ken Mwenda, who comes from Meru County. And in case you're joining us, Ken is suffering from a condition called cerebellar atrophy. And he's telling us about how he got to know he had this condition and his life experience, how it changed his life. So Ken, hebu tuendelee. Hii wakati umeenda, hata ulituambia ulipeleka, you took your results to India. Were you able to know what really made you sick?
Not really. When I took my test to India, through a certain hospital, because I couldn't afford to take it myself, a certain laboratory in Upper Hill. It helped me do so. When the research came back, they didn't have the exact trigger of the condition. So they were all negative, yes. So I don't know the causative, yeah.
So the doctors just told you now, this is what you have. What is it? What do you have to do? Will it get cured or something?
Remember I said earlier, a condition is something which we have to live with. No cure, but you take medication to maintain, to maintain the condition, for it not to get worse. So yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so all through that you've been diagnosed with the condition. I remember your cousin promised not to tell people at home. At what point did your family come to know about it? Did you ever tell them, Mama, to know surprise?
You know, as it is said in African proverb, gossips run like a bushfire. Through my friends, who are my friends, they knew my family. From Nairobi, they just communicated home. You know what? They told Mom, you know what? Your son has a stroke. So it did not reach home as her condition. Your son has a stroke, and he lies in the bed of the day. So my mom was like, how can he be having stroke and he doesn't communicate to us? Because my mom knows me, like, she doesn't ask something when I have not told her. You know? Yes, she's like that mom who is a very good friend of mine. Yes, and she was like, I was suspecting this from Ken. Even when he has not told you anything about his illness, he's not ill.
So the whole period, were you talking to your family, like just knowing how they are, and then you just keep quiet, or you just went silent?
No, as usual, I was talking to my family. At times, I can tell my cousin to call my mom. Remember, my cousin is a very good buddy. Like, yes, she's a she, but someone who knows my stories, and I know her. Yes, like we are very, very good friends. And I could consult my cousin to talk to my family, and then she will communicate back about their whereabouts, how they are doing. Yes.
So, at what point did you disclose it to your family?
When it got to my mom, it got so heavy, and she asked me. She waited and waited, and I could not communicate, and she felt like I should ask this young man. When she asked me, I know she knew the story, so I had to narrate to her. My mom was so sympathetic. She supported me there. We are parents can support the child. Very supportive. My dad, my brother, my small bro, they were very supportive. And my mom could call me at odd hours to check on me. And my dad I could hear him on my mom's phone background talking and like asking questions. But I trying to make them feel relaxed, and it's never that serious. But I told them I didn't have a stroke. It's just a mere disease. I called it a disease to make them feel comfortable. Yeah. Yes.
So did you, was there like counseling or something? Like, did they come to see you? Did they find you lying in bed? You moved on with your life? Was there a point like you were not able to do anything? Like, it's even in a span of how long? Were you bedridden? You know, those are questions I would like to know.
Yes, it took a toll on me, but on my family, I kept them on check. For them not to visit Nairobi and find me ridden in the bed. So I made sure I call them, I speak to them, because when someone speaks on the phone, I could gather all the energy to speak to my mom and my brother and my dad and assure them everything is well. But inside me, I was suffering. The medication I was taking very heavy medication at the start of it. I couldn't sleep for hours without waking up. And I had friends who used to come in and check on me. Some do even my washing, some clean the house, some cook for me, some keep checking on me day and night. And a very supportive system of friends. Yes, and you know friends, today you get a friend, tomorrow you're never afraid. So it's life anyways. Yeah.
That time, ulikuwa na mtu? Were you dating? Did you have a girlfriend?
Why are you getting so personal, Kaduramo?
No, I'd want to know, it's life, so tunaweza jua whether if there was someone, did they stick by you, ama?
Yes. I was in a very serious relationship. after the girl hearing that this guy has a condition, nilitoka kiyesu kipetro. Like, no one was ready to be married to a man who is shaking. You know, out there, we have misconceptions. We have friends who are like your friends. And some friends went and told her that this guy is not going to walk again. There were stories about me. Stories which I could hear and feel like, this look like a true story, but I don't remember doing that. At times you doubt yourself because of the stories people have out there. But you know, it's life. So nilitokwa na nilipigwa character development. Asante sana kwa kunipiga character development. It is told once bitten, twice shy.
Like, did she break up with you or just she vanished? Akakublock kama aliku blue tick?
No communication, blue ticking on WhatsApp. Yes.
Ukajijazia.
When yes is never said yes, you have to guess. Yes. Yeah.
So your friends, you know, like, I'm trying to imagine you are in the house, you're on these medications, sometimes you sleep for hours, your friends would come, and you know, how did those friends support? How was your support system that time?
I thank God I had friends for that time. Maybe even we are no longer friends, they stood with me. Because, you know, in this life, there are occurrences of occasions. You're friends with someone because God has meant you to be friends with someone. You know, well, nowadays, maybe to some we are not friends, but I do appreciate, as a very good person or bad person I am, I don't know the conceptions out there. I appreciate the effort they made to make me feel that at that time I needed that love. Yes. Yes. So I have friends I met during that season, and they are still friends, very supportive friends. And I have learned in this life. I've learned in this life. When you have someone who is very supportive, appreciate, because it is least expected out there. You don't know. I normally feel at times like going out there and hug people because of who they are. Because when someone is very good to you, please be good to him or her. Because life is never. Love outside there, it least expected. Yeah.
So you're on medication and you said it's a disability. Is it something that has been medically, or the doctor has proven that, you know, this is a disability and you have now to start living as a person with disability? Did that happen?
According to my medication, yes. You have to get diagnosed and the doctor work to see the medicine you are taking. They are keeping you like no side effects. They are working for you. You can perform. Remember, this is a condition. The medication I'm taking, they're not to get down the condition, but to maintain the condition. Just yes.
To be able to control
it. Be able to manage and control it, yes. Mm-hmm. Not for the condition to continue happening in your brain, yes.
So, did you register as a person living with a person with disability, Ama? What happened?
Yes, I did register as a person living with a disability. I have a card from the National Council of People with Disability with me. Yes. Mm-hmm. And please, I would like to tell someone out there who has a disability, please go for that card. Because I'm a person in business, nowadays, I don't have to pay the cess from the county government offices because it shows I'm a person living with a disability. So I'm exempted from the tax. As a business person, for a person living with a disability, that's a +1 for you. The government, I think, they have totally worked on that. And They have streamlined. Yes, and it's working for people living with disability because they are suffering so much to get the medication and whatever. Yeah, so you can access the services in any government office with that card without any pay. Yes.
So how did you take? How did you accept? What did it mean for you? Like, I am this person who had so many plans of my life. I was almost getting married, and you said you were in a serious relationship, and then all of a sudden there's this condition, and boom, you're a person with disability. What did that mean for you? Was it shock? Were you shocked? What exactly happened? The transition from just being somebody, able differently.
Kadure, this is a very wonderful question you have asked. But living with a disability, remember you're taking medication. For instance, the medication I take, they have side effects. At times, I have a bloating stomach. You never used to have that bloating stomach. So it's like your life has changed from something to something else. So you have to learn how to live in the present, not in the past. And maybe change the circle of friends. Because some friends, they're not comfortable with you shaking maybe. You cannot go out with the friends or visit friends who doesn't understand you. It's very hard. Because when you start shaking, people are differently, like, in mind. There are some who doesn't like you when you are shaking, like, guy, why are you embarrassing us? So you need, sometimes, I think even though we have very good people there who doesn't care about your condition, sometimes it take a toll on you because you feel you're not comfortable. When you go to a gathering and then you start shaking, like everyone is looking at you. So you find yourself, you are being a loner most of the time. You're being a loner, you don't want to be in gatherings. You don't want people to see you. When you hear people talking about disability, like, you feel like, yeah.
Did you join support groups or groups that, maybe you have the same condition? Have you met people, like, you journey together and encourage each other?
Not yet. But I think when I have the full energy to set out there, because this is the starting of it, being able to talk on this show of yours, that will be a starting point. Not yet. Yeah.
So yeah, it's like how many years now? 2, 3?
When did the COVID come in Kenya?
That was in 2020.
Yes. It started in that year when the COVID came in Kenya. Mwezi wa nne, yes, if I remember, yeah.
So when you go, maybe at a venue, when you go to and maybe introduce yourself as a person with disability and you remove your card, have you faced challenges like people doubting you, maybe people wondering, hata unaweza kutana, you meet other people who are able differently and they look at you like, you're not one of us, Have you had such cases?
Not really. I think I'm a loner. And I don't hang out a lot. And when I hear people have gatherings, I don't really like exposing myself because I feel I try to protect my inner self and to have my joy and study non-difference. I'm still in denial. I'm not fully out there, but I'm a person in business. People I do business with, they understand me. When I start shaking, you see some giving. Every jacket, can sit down and relax. Try to make myself feel comfortable. Yes. I think I'm still going there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a day at a time.
A day at a time.
So Ken, what are your hobbies when you're not in business? What do you do?
Oh my, I'm wholly rounded. I used to love outside activities, but now I think I love cooking. I can cook lot of African and Indian cuisines, soups. I can bake.
Okay, kwa hivyo wewe si mtu wa mashakura?
Mashakura, I put a disclaimer on that. Mambo ya kadhufu, no. No. Yes. I love meeting new friends. The friends you feel like you have a personal touch with. I love hearing people's stories about life. Yes. I love traveling. Remember, I used to work in tourism industry. Yes, that's why I love meeting friends. I love traveling. I love wildlife. Yes, as a area of my specialization. Yes, yeah.
So, physically, or you said you can do exercises or just sporting activities. Is it safe for you?
Not really. Now with this condition, remember, this condition is triggered by fatigue. So when you go out there and do exercise, of course, you'll get exhausted. That means the condition will be triggered. I used to love swimming. I'm a very good swimmer. Yes.
Do you do it now?
I try to enter into water, do small strokes. When I feel the body is not cooperating, I just leave the swimming pool. Yes.
Are you allowed to drive? Can you drive with this condition?
With this condition, driving is not encouraged. Remember, one of the things which happen to your body when you have this condition, and remember, this condition doesn't appear howdy, it is triggered. Like now, I'm able to manage it. When I feel I need to drink something hot, I do. When I feel I need to rest, I do. When I feel the body is not cooperating, I just sleep. When I feel like I'm stressed, I try to chew or do something to make my moons vibe. You see, when driving is not advised simply because we have shaking. And when you are driving and at the same time you are shaking, you can easily cause accidents. Yes.
So, Ken, what are your plans? What are your ambitions? What are your dreams right now?
My dreams are big, and I pray to God because I'm a believer. My dreams are valid. I want to set a standard of exemption from thinking or people with disability cannot attain that. I want to start in the gap and make it seem like it's coming true. Living in the present and making a mark in my life. So I'm unstoppable.
So how do you plan on doing this? How do you plan on being unstoppable?
Remember, I said I'm a person in business. I'm doing business. Probably, according to where I'm feeling myself, because I think I'm healing. Because healing, I have to start from the inner self. From the inner self, I'm healing. I'm planning to get back to tourism again. And from there, I'll be having a voice to talk about disability. And maybe if there is any group in Tharaka County, which is my neighboring county in Meru, I would like to work with them. Yes. Because I feel like the sky is the limit. Nothing can limit me before I get there to the sky.
So you plan to be a cerebellar atrophy ambassador?
Yes. Yes, in the near future. Because now you know I need to get a platform. When I get that platform, I'm not ever going back. I'm going to take the baton and run with it. Yes.
Do you think there is enough sensitization or awareness created, maybe the government, just non-governmental organization, or just anywhere? Do you think they're doing enough? There's any awareness at all?
I think yes and I think no. Because at my level, I've been to hospitals. Maybe they're supposed to send more people to hospital, because to the hospital, that's where people realize they have this condition, and like from the hospital, then they will be able to connect you to a certain groups and NGOs. I think the government is doing a lot. Yes, maybe no. Why am I saying so? Because I've never gotten that platform. But I'm yet to know. You know, in Kenya, you have to drive to get somewhere. And you need, what am I saying? You need a platform to define what is going on. Sorry, my talking at times gets stammered because of the condition. Yes.
It's okay. It's understandable. You're doing well so far. So maybe there's so many people. You know, we in Africa. You know, I wouldn't say Africa is our business. Like you know, but I know in our society, maybe the people in the villages who are going through this, and maybe they're not getting any medical attention. You know, others will say it's witchcraft. Yes, others will say it's stroke, like they said about you. What would you tell maybe someone who's listening, or someone who might know someone who's has noticed somebody who's shaking their head and they still don't know what they're suffering from?
That's a very good question to ask. For someone who is out there, you know, lack of information is very bad. Please, but if you see this video, maybe you can try to reach on me or reach on Kadure Mukuru, then she will connect you to me, because I know when you have that information, it's where the start starts. Being out there in the village, you might lack information, but look for information. Yes, people, and I think MCAs and MCAs especially, because they live with the people in the localities. They should look for people with disabilities to work with the minors in the village. Yeah.
Maybe I think even the offices that are in charge of people with disability, they need to even expound and talk to the community.
Yes, please. Yes, please. I think that's a very good ground to start thinking about disability, because people in the village, most of them have, as I have said, they lack information. And how do they get that information? The county offices for people with disability, they should sensitize and go on the ground and look for those people who have various, because some have disabilities and conditions, but they don't know they have disabilities and conditions. They think it's because of maybe cars, yes, maybe witchcraft. They have misconceptions about the conditions they have. But when they get to the hospital and get to be diagnosed, that's when they realize that they have their condition. So people in the county government offices for people with disabilities, please, can you pull up your socks? Yes, go to the locals, go to the villages and get those people. They need your help.
So your medication, is it locally available? How available, how affordable are your medication, are these medication?
The medication is not locally available. Maybe in the chemist, you need to get someone, or to get a doctor to be sending you a medication, because the least medication you get from the chemist, original, 1 tablet costs 20 bob. That's the least. We have medication which 1 tablet, very small like Peloton, it costs 30 bob. So it's very expensive.
And and you have to take 2 tablets a day.
You need to take several tablets. For the least medication, you have to take 2 tablets. For the expensive tablet, you have to take 1 tablet, and another one you have to take tablet costing 60 bob. That means a lot of money spent.
So at a go, you take like 3 different tablets.
Yes. Yes.
And each one
accounting to around 270. Yes.
So that's roughly like how much per day?
540. Yes. Yes.
Wow. That's 540 shillings per day.
Yes.
Oh my. So, yeah, maybe you can, call out to anybody, to the authorities, to the government, because maybe there is a family that cannot afford that per day.
I thank God I can afford. I'm not working with my shoulders high. I thank God I can afford that. And I thank God for the friends who have stood with me. Because they know what I'm going through. And they share with them. And they do support me. Such friends are God sends. They are my angels. Because God only sends a person who next to you to be an angel to you. Yes. That's why you are supposed to be good, nice to people and good to people. That's why I send Arian. If you find someone who is very good to you, please, it will cost you nothing to be good to him or her. Yes. Yeah.
So, yes, now let me ask something else, You said you have family, umesema wewe si mtu utakuwa polygamous, Promax. Your ambition, you said you want to be an ambassador, but now, what about family, I know there's some concern that, when you ask doctors about this condition, I am Ken, I want to start a family. Can this condition be passed on to my children? Have you had such questions, Have you made that inquiries?
Remember this condition I have? It can be genetical. But in family, no one else, even my great-grandmothers, I've consulted my parents. No one who was shaking. So it can be genetical, but I don't say it can be passed. It can be passed to my children. I think to percentage, it's 5 to 100. It's not assurance. Yeah.
So Ken, what word of encouragement would you share with someone who's going through what you've gone through?
Hey, you out there, who is having this condition or who is ill, no matter what we're going through, remember you are you, and you have that spirit in you. Never let it take you down. I know it's not really simple. As people see, as I am saying, I have experience. It's not that easy, but talk to your inner self. Have that drive, I want to make this. I'm sick, yes, but I'm going to conquer this. Sometimes it's better if you talk to yourself. Outside energy, it's not needed. It's you who have to fight. And remember God in everything. In whatever you doing, in whatever you are passing through, in whatever you are experiencing, just fight your battles by kneeling and saying thank you, God. And enable me to fight this. Nothing else.
What will you be your call to maybe the society, the community, the government, the community at large in regards to fighting cerebellar atrophy?
What I can say, health parastatals, they need to do something. Basically not the community, because if the community doesn't have the know-how, how are they going to fight this? The government or the health facilities, they should start up and go back to the villages, I have said. Try to demarcate the areas with people with disability. Some people out there, they have disability, but they don't know they have disability. They have conditions, but they don't have information about their conditions. Some take drugs because they have no other option. But at times, it's in speaking to your inner self before you start taking drugs. It's very essential. Like knowing who you are and doing research. But hey, people out there, don't go and Google. Google can kill you.
Google, you say you have a headache, it tells you
you're going to die in the next 10 minutes.
Did you Google ulikutana na nini huko?
Yes, I Googled. And the Google told me, in the near future, not less than 6 months, I'm going to be in a wheelchair. Because of the condition, everything. Like, I almost went mad. Almost killed myself because I felt like, well, that's when I told one of my friends, and she said, Ken, you must not follow Google. Google can lie. Please don't.
Like, how does it even like ilikuwa inasema itatoka hapa you affect your backbone, your spine? Anyway,
let me give a case study on Google. Google is not bad. You can follow Google if you want to. But remember, several people have done research, and they have pasted their research results on the Google. So you have different people with different ideologies from the different occurrences, from the different key studies they have seen, all the results are there. So it will depend which result you will Google. And you know result differ. Like, kuna Mungu mbinguni ambaye usikia maombi yetu. It's never that serious. It's serious, but it's never that serious. You know, you understand? Like, when everything is under God's control, yes, it's never that serious. That's what I can tell you. Yeah.
Oh, what would you tell your family and friends?
Family, my mom, my dad, my bro, my stepsisters, I love you so much. And thank you for studying with me. Maybe some of my family members, they don't know if I have a condition. But after seeing this script now, you'll understand why I'm quiet. Why I'm not that can used to know. Because life has to change. You know, then before you are very vibrant and like they were seeing you oftenly. Now, you understand what I'm going through and what I'm fighting. My friends out there, can I call few of my friends?
Yeah, yes, yeah. By all means, you can name them.
My friends, hi, the girls in my circle. I have friends who are girls, but they're not my girls. Okay, disclaimer there. Ben, how are you? Ben has been a very good friend of mine. He's a medical guy. Like, he has given me directives on how to handle this life and how to be comfortable with the triggered condition. Hi, Ben. I feel friends. Hi, Tosh. Yeah. Hi, Eric. Hi, Alano. Friends. Friends I feel like they stand for me. Thank you for being my friends. May God bless you. Yes.
That's really nice, you know, to have friends who understand you, you know. So, ambition, kuna wedding bells hivi karibuni ama what would you tell your future Mrs. Mwenda? Unajua, umesema ni Meru. Unajua saizi CV na ujue kuna 20 years guarantee. Wacha kusema 10 years. 20 years guarantee ukipata Meru, by the way, lady. And then Lady Justice Kome pia ametupandishia bei. Sasa ng'ombe huku.
Remember, she's our hands. Our aunt in judiciary. Oh no, she's not my aunt. I'm just kidding. Yeah, yes, but we call her aunts. Okay, about the wedding, niko na venue, niko na gari. Deko is being done by Kadure Mukolo. Kitu tu sina ni mpenzi.
Si ulisema kunaye una ai au bado hajaingia box.
Unajua, after seeing this show, asionekana mpeleka mbio. Like, I love giving a person a time. She's the one, after seeing this show, maybe she might change her mind. I don't know. Yes. But I want to be an in-law of Chuka.
Karibu sana. Amen to that. We welcome you. Mimi unajua mimi huku Chuka. Tunakukaribisha. We will be there dancing and looking all pretty. Yes? So I wish you all the best, Ken.
Thank you.
And thank you for being with us and sharing with us such an intimate story about yourself. I don't know whether you have any final words or something you'd like to say before we call it a day.
Yes. Closing word. Always believe in God, pray even before you start praying. Yes, thank you so much.
That was our guest for today, Ken Mwenda Gerard, who's been able to tell us about his journey fighting cerebellar atrophy. That's a disease where you start shaking your head, you cannot control. And maybe there's someone out there, unaona mtu tu, someone is just shaking their head is shaking, they can't control it, or you may just assume it's just normal tremors. That is a condition that needs to be identified, action needs to be done. You need to get medical attention. So don't hide yourself. It is not a curse. It is not witchcraft. It's something, as you can see, Ken, we've not seen him shake the whole time we've been here. So it's something you can control, something, and we've had the government recognizes this condition. So usinyamaze, don't go silent, don't hide yourself, don't be embarrassed, reach out to us or to Ken, and you'll be able to walk through together. So special thanks to Africana Falls, where we've hosted this show. I believe it's been a sight to behold, and they offer A and B services. You've seen a beautiful pool, it's somewhere, hewa safi ya Mount Kenya, Mount Kenya is just, you can see even the view from here. So visitors, don't forget to subscribe, share, stay tuned for more inspiring stories. We need to be the change we want, so be seen and be heard. I was your host, Kature Mokoro.